Good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I was trying to ask EU some graphics questions because I have some ideas. And oh my gosh, uh, I have ideas, but I don't know how to graphically make them work or if I can use Canva for them. So I thought I had time to shoot a quick email and no, I didn't, or DM or whatever those things are. Good morning, Phoenix Fire and Sal. I hope you are all having a wonderful Friday. Let me see if I can embiggenate myself. As you can see, I have Fry Yay earrings. So, all the good things for Fry Yay. And there's going to be story time and shenanigans. So, not as much news, but the big news for today, as we all know, Ride or Die, legendary crisscross fangirl Fannie Willis was on the stand yesterday, and I can only guess that her backwards dress was her homage to the late, great I don't think they're passed away, but the awesome, legendary Criss Cross young actor or young rappers in the early '90s. So, she missed the bus, and that's a thing she'll never, ever, ever, ever do again. From another ride or die Criss Cross fan, thank you so much, ma'am. We appreciate it. Let's see. So, quote, "Highly offensive when someone lies on you." Fannie Willis storms into the hearing over romance with lead RICO prosecutor and reverses course, saying she wants to testify. And she sort of did. Until you asked her what words mean. Then that was a bit confusing for her. The wordy bits are confusing. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis and Criss Cross fan and ride or die fangirl stormed into the court hearing about her romantic relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade late Thursday afternoon, stating she wanted to testify. Um, about the affair in a sharp volte-face from the prior court filings. Quote, "We need her here to go over all of this and explain exactly what happened," a defense attorney argued. "We asked the court that the court allow Miss Wade to be called and interrogated on those matters." And that is sort of what kind of happened if by interrogate you mean that people attempted to ask her questions and she attempted to filibuster. And I would too, Your Honor," Willis interjected, glaring expectantly back and forth between the judge and the defense attorney. The state then withdrew its motion to quash the subpoena filed against her and several employees and hires to her office in late January by attorneys representing co-defendant Michael Roman, a former staffer for Donald Trump's 2020 election campaign. Yes. So she was just confused about testifying because she thought she was in church and that no one was going to ask her questions. But she apparently hasn't been able to live in her house. And uh, since she's had to lay her head different places, she's not lived in a zip code where the truth also resides. Yes. Oh, so part of this morning's shenanigans, since it is Friday, I will be showing you guys some of the things I found in one of those Amazon, like the pallets fell off a truck, allegedly, not sure. But, for like $2, you get to buy all the packages that were returned or something. I found amazeball stuff, sort of. Uh, well, okay, it depends on who you ask. I thought some of the things were amazing. Mr. Mo thought I was insane. So, on balance, my amazing works. It's a that is a devil for Fry. I'm sure it's an anime of some sort, but it's a Fry thing. As long as he doesn't hump it on the stream, we're okay. He loves baby dolls. He's not nice to them, but he loves them. Willis took the stand and quickly demanded 3 filings previously submitted in the case by Marietta-based attorney Ashley Merchant. After a short break, Willis was sworn in and quickly went on the offense. "It is ridiculous to me that you lied on Monday and we are still here," the district attorney told Roman's lead counsel, combative remarks that immediately set the tone for the ensuing back and forth. Fry, no, not right now. We've talked. Now, let me see if I can find a pin that she should have worn, which is "Get off your high horse, madam." Um, because she kind of admitted that she may or may not have allegedly on purpose, per lawful law, taken some of her campaign funds and used it as money that she sleeps in the house with the bed that she lies in. It was all a bit infuriating. But she did wear a pearl necklace, which is classy and hilarious at the same time. It's almost like she should have the day that she deserves, but I doubt that will happen. Call me a black pillar, but I think the judge, the way he was allowing her to shenanigans might, just might, let her get away with stuff. He'll say, "On balance, this looks bad, but she's a prosecutor, okay, okay." So, that's enough of Fanny because 'cause I'm sure we'll get 100% Fanny all the time, every time for the rest of the day and possibly the week if we're unlucky. Authorities have found the real motive behind the deadly Kansas City Chiefs parade shooting as cops say 2 youngsters among 3 arrested. Youngsters. The deadly shooting at the Kansas City Chief Victory Parade that killed 1 and injured nearly 2 dozen was the result of a personal dispute that exploded into violence, and cops have detained 3 people who may be at fault, authorities said on Thursday. Amazing, we don't have any pictures. Not gonna speculate about that. Kansas City Police Chief Stacey Graves emphasized that the Wednesday afternoon attack on the west side of the city's landmark Union Station had nothing to do with homegrown terrors or violent extremism. We looked, we tried to find it, y'all. We did. My tinfoil hat until my real tinfoil hat comes in. Um, Honesty, Your Honor, and FBI, we tried to find a way we could blame this on the people we want to blame it on all the time, but there was just no way. Good morning, Cool Gamer. I was gonna say Cool Baker. Cool Gamer and Becca Lynn and Squab Bob and Wolfram and Jude. Instead, the shooting, quote, appeared to be a dispute between several people that ended in shots fired, end quote, Graves told the reporters on a Thursday press conference. 2 of the 3 suspects are juveniles, she said. The department has 24 hours to either charge them or release them. "We have suspects that are detained," Graves said. "We are working to determine the involvement of others, and it should be noted we have recovered several firearms. This incident is still a very active investigation." Well, but are they investigating like they investigated Delphi and, the Anderson case, or are they investigating like they investigate, people who buy Bibles? I'm just asking for a friend who may or may not be me. Oh, for the love of all that is Fritos, Fry. I have the camera that's supposed to follow him, but I'm not going to get that until or I am looking at the camera that's supposed to follow him, but until we get my actual office going, I'm not buying any more equipment because right now I am stuck in a very small part of my do not hump the pillow fry. I'm just not wanting to buy a whole lot of more of equipment until I have a good setup and know exactly what I need because I'm supposed to be being smart about things. Let's see here. Their Freedom Seeds wounded 22 people, including 9 kids, and killed a 43-year-old mother of 2, Lisa Lopez Galvin. Now, that's interesting because the reports prior to this were that, a lot of the woundings were possibly from crowd panic. So, for them to actually come out and say that these were actually from, bullets is alarming that and again, I know we're gonna push for all the, pew pew control, but these children should probably not have had firearms to begin with. So I believe there's already laws against children having firearms. But I could be wrong, not being a lawyerologist, as you will. Uh, she was the most wonderful, beautiful person, uh, Lisa Lopez, a longtime friend of no relation who works with at the Kansas City Star, told the newspaper. Graves said police sympathize with the Lopez Galvin family and friends and are working tirelessly to investigate her murder. Ross Gundison, chief of city fire department, said 8 of the wounded were in critical condition when first responders reached them. Another 7 were in serious condition and 6 others had minor injuries, he added. All of the critical condition patients were brought to the hospital in less than 10 minutes after they were found. KCFD had a plan in place and we were ready to respond to an incident like this, Gundison said. I am very grateful and proud of the service that these crews performed at this terrible incident, he continued. They gave their all yesterday, like they do every day in the city, and again, put the public's life above their own. Authorities had no update on the conditions of the wounded Thursday. The mass shooting ruined what was supposed to be a joyous celebration commemorating Taylor Swift's recent Super Bowl win. I'm just kidding. The Chiefs' recent Super Bowl victory over the San Francisco 49ers. Hundreds of thousands of people turned out for the parade until gunfire set panicked crowds scurrying for cover. I'm angry at what happened today, Graves told reporters Wednesday. People who came to the celebration should expect a safe environment. Because of bad actors, which were very few, this tragedy occurred even in the presence of uniformed law enforcement officers, he said, adding that there were 800 cops deployed in the area when the bullets began to fly. A Heroics Chief fan ran down and tackled one person who may have been a gunman before cops took them into custody, according to one video making rounds on social media. On Thursday, Graves commended civilians who helped law enforcement during the chaotic situation. They really helped one another, even physically stopped a person who was believed to have been involved, Graves said. Your selfless act did not go unnoticed. What she's saying here, and if I'm going to be a little bit, the suffering continues and seems to go worse, is you people caught the wrong people. That was a citizen's arrest gone wrong, and we will be prosecuting you. But, I mean, I'm in maybe a little bit of a black pill moment at this moment, so possibly she was just saying, "You did a good job." But I wouldn't put it past them if this particular person that they, tackled happened to not be involved, then they will prosecute the hell out of those Chief fans because why not? In better news, though, a teen says he is, quote, "doing great after undergoing an experimental sickle cell anemia treatment." And that's really awesome because, having dealt with for the last year, 2 years, a chronic condition that really limits your life, I can't imagine having it as a child. So, if this treatment works, I will be so ecstatic for everyone that has sickle cell anemia disease to possibly have a better outlook at life and not have to deal with stuff because, oh my goodness, is dealing with a chronic condition a pain in the boob. 16-year-old Jonathan Lubin loves basketball, playing the drums, and going to the gym. But until recently, his parents worried he wouldn't live to see the age of 40. Lubin was born with sickle cell disease, a genetic illness that causes abnormal C-shaped blood cells that clog blood flow, causing severe pain episodes and organ damage. More than 2 years ago, Lubin became one of the youngest patients to sign up for a still experimental CRISPR gene editing therapy. The treatment he received at New York Presbyterian Columbia required chemotherapy and involved complex months-long process of harvesting his own stem cells, editing them, and reintroducing them into his body. But today, Lubin is able to do everyday activities that used to be risky. The teen said he has not had a pain crisis or hospitalization in over 2 years, a stark contrast from his childhood, which was characterized by being hospitalized every few months. It's about it's been about 2 years and I'm doing great, Lubin told Good Morning America. Overall, I just feel way better. For Lubin and other clinical trial volunteers, it's been a major transformation. Researchers said that thanks to the bravery of these volunteers, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration recently approved 2 new gene editing therapies for sickle cell disease, including the CRISPR-based therapy Lubin received. The CRISPR-based gene therapy Lubin received is made by Vertex Pharmaceuticals and developed in partnership with CRISPR Therapeutics. And the FDA approved a second gene therapy made by Bluebird Bio. Sickle cell disease is a genetic condition that affects approximately 100,000 Americans, primarily Black Americans with African ancestry, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And I mean, if this works for people with sickle cell, I am just over the moon and excited for them. Look, like I can say, I know now more than I have ever known in my entire life. Having a chronic condition is just awful and hard to deal with. And for kids, I can imagine it's just a bajillion times worse. So if this can do this, happy days for everyone who has a chronic thing when they find a cure for something else, because I want everyone to feel better. So this is great. Um, Researchers estimate that 20 to 25% of those with the disease are sick enough that they could be good candidates for the newly approved treatments, which are approved for people aged 12 and older. Jim Ogilvy and Victoria Gray, both in their 30s, said they volunteered to have a chance to be a better parent to their children. They both traveled out of state to be treated at Sarah Cannon Research Institute and HCA Healthcare TriStar Centennial Children's Hospital in Nashville. Prior to his treatment, Ogilvy said he felt like he was living a nightmare with frequent hospitalizations and pain crises. Now I wake up and get this kids ready for school, Ogilvy said. It's a complete night and day. It's a complete different life. But the sticker shock to the both newly approved treatments, both multi-million dollars, has raised questions about access. Given the high cost of treatment, repeat pain crisis over a lifetime of a person with sickle cell disease, some insurance providers have opted to cover the new treatment. So and I was about to say, the one Becca Lynn is right. The one of the positive things the Maya trial did on YouTube chat is bring together so many chronic pain sufferers. They can find understanding and support, and you're not so alone. I think that you can get into a mind space where you feel really alone, and I am just I'm hoping that insurances will see this as a net benefit for all those suffering and give them a chance to have this. So, hello, spirit matter. Uh, and I don't know about anyone else, but yeah, I need home field advantage. I don't know, trips are terrible. I don't know. Everyone poops, just not on a date. 63% of Americans hold it in around their mate. Unless you're a dude, and then apparently farting around your wife, if you're Mr. Mo, is just like a bonus. I don't know. Roses are red, violets are blue, and we are terrified of poo. A whopping 63% of Americans say that going number 2 in the presence of others, particularly a loved one, is a major do not do, a new survey revealed. Well, yeah, I mean, look, I'm not gonna invite Mr. Mo in when I'm having a moment, but I thought that that was just courtesy, but I guess maybe that's where you have your intimate talks if you're a relationship person. I don't know. Blame what experts are calling poopsiety for the momentum behind the movement to conceal our most private habits, say experts from MyFitnessPal. The nutrition app has surveyed 4,000 people ranging from the ages of 18 to 59 about their bathroom habits around a boo. Leading nutrition tracking app became an accidental confession during a January study, which mostly was intended to quiz apps users on their fiber know how. Turns out many of us spend a lot of time worrying about whether we'll go out to the toilet next and who will be around when we get there. For example, 56% of Americans say they'll only answer the call of nature if other around other people if it became an emergency, otherwise they'll just wait for later. Yes, it's called home field advantage, and you're welcome, people of Walmart. Well, I mean, yeah, if it's a, shart or shat situation, then yes, I will go to where the nearest facility is. But, home field advantage is the game I play. I am Louise from Bob's Burgers. There's a place to do this, and it's called my house, and that's just where things happen, your majesty. And 63% of us won't even think about skipping to the loo if a date or significant other is in the vicinity. Oh, hell, I've been married for 13 years. If you're prairie dogging Tennessee. Ah, I'm glad everyone gets where I'm get you're picking up what I'm laying down. To ensure that a trip to the necessary room won't spoil your special evening, 46% of Americans said that they would avoid eating dairy products while on a date, while 48% said that they would skip spicy foods to keep their tummies from potentially rumbling. The survey was conducted earlier this year across Canada, US, UK, and Australia. Well, there you go. Well, yeah, but I'm paying me. And to be fair, I have tried door closed. Do you fry thinks that I've disappeared. So there's no winning. In a good story that came out of the Kansas Chief, no one's going to hurt you. Chiefs player comforts scared boy after parade incident. Fans were celebrating alongside the Kansas City Chiefs at Wednesday's victory parade following their recent 2024 Super Bowl win when gunshots rang out and chaos erupted. Chiefs offensive lineman Trey Smith told Good Morning America that he and his teammates were making their way off the stage at Union Station when he learned there was an active shooter. I just remember the security guards ushering us through the doors quickly, saying, "Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up," Smith, 24, told Good Morning America. They said, "This is not a joke, it's a life and death situation." We already know that. In the chaos after the incident, Smith said he and a teammate took shelter in a closet while helping to guide as many other people as they could to safety. Uh, Quote, "Right before I run in there, there's a little kid in front of me, so I just grabbed him and yanked him up and said, 'Hey, you're hopping in here with me, buddy,'" Smith recalled. "I don't know how many people were in the closet, maybe 20 plus." He continued, "One of my teammates, my long snapper, James Winchester, was very instrumental in keeping people calm." Well, he's a Winchester. I mean, were we shocked? Look, I may not have gotten fully into, Supernatural, but just saying. Uh Once Smith and the others took shelter in the closet, they were able to safely leave. Smith said they went to the Chiefs team buses, which were filled with bystanders trying to escape the chaos as the active shooter incident unfolded. Smith recalled helping to calm one young fan who was hysterical after the shooting. Quote, "This little boy was with his father. He was a little hysterical. He just panicked. He was scared. He didn't know what was going on," Smith said. I had the WWE belt the entire parade, and I was thinking, "What can I do to help him out?" I just handed him the belt and said, "Hey, buddy, you're the champion. No one's gonna hurt you. No one's gonna hurt you, man. We got your back." Smith said he started talking to the boy about wrestling and asking him questions like who was his favorite wrestler. What a good guy. Yeah, what was the parent doing? Was he on his phone FaceTime? I swear to God. Um, let's see. Quote, "He was looking out the window, he was seeing people reacting, trying to get out of the situation," and I'm like, "Wait, here you go, buddy, this is yours," Smith said of handing the boy the WWE belt, which he and other players had worn during the parade. "No one's gonna hurt you, we're with us, you're gonna be A-okay, you're gonna be alright." Smith says he remains shocked by the violence that occurred at the celebration. "I'm pretty angry. Due to senseless violence, someone lost their life. Children are injured. Children are traumatized," Smith said. "I'm hurting for one, the families of the people who got impacted, and for two, the city of Kansas City." Smith said he still believes in the strength of the the strength of the people in Kansas City, thousands of whom turned out to celebrate the Chiefs' second consecutive Super Bowl win. Our hearts are go out to you guys. We will continue to pray for you. At the end of the day, Kansas City is still a great city, Smith said. We're going to stand up together. We're going to be strong. Yeah, I was he in the I don't understand why they have a WWE belt, but I don't understand sports ball. So I do you get a wrestling belt for football? I don't know. Um this from our great Freedom Dong State, Florida man. Uh, do not recommend this. This is not even internet approved. "I'm eating raw chicken every day for 100 days or until I'm hospitalized." That's some hindrance. A dapper Florida man is celebrating his 26th consecutive day of eating raw chicken, a quest he plans to continue until he gets a tummy ache. Quote, "This company sent me some hot sauce, so we'll give it a go," he said Tuesday on Instagram as he doused a thick piece of oh god, I can't even look at that. Um, a thick piece of raw chicken with weak sauce Philly's tangerine nightmare before consuming it. Sweet and spicy. John, who is not sharing his surname for privacy reasons, has been documenting his unusual journey on the Instagram page Raw Chicken Experiment for his flock of 395,000 followers, not even for nearly 4K followers. Nope. Vice notes that 2 years ago, the John vlogged about eating raw meat at Whole Foods every day until I die from bacteria until he got bored after 200 days. I am sorry, I can't look at raw. Ugh. John insists that he does, quote, not need to eat chicken raw for likes. No, I'm pretty sure you're doing it for clicks, sir. Quote, "I've experimented with raw vegan diets, plant-based, carnivore, milk only, raw beef, raw seafood, raw pork, keto, Eating a stick of butter daily on video, etc., he wrote on Tuesday on Instagram. I find it fascinating to try different fuels for my meat suit and see how it affects the simulation. However, experts say that chicken should be cooked to an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Raw poultry can harbor several different types of bacteria, including salmonella. Consuming raw or undercooked chicken can cause the bubble guts. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that about 1 million people get sick from eating contaminated poultry every year in the US. Quote, "Why aren't you dead?" Australian radio host Kyle Sandilands asked John when he appeared Monday on the Kyle and Jackie O show. John shared that he's eating chickens from a Florida farm. He reported that the raw poultry tastes like scallops or shrimp, sort of like sashimi. There's a word I can't say. Sashimi, which is a Japanese delicacy. In Japan, they have raw chicken on menus. I don't think it's the raw chicken itself that will kill you. It's more what they're doing to the animals in factory farms. John reasoned to Vice. I'm getting the chickens from a farm half an hour away. They don't use antibiotics, chlorine, or injections. Nope. He plans to keep his extraordinary pursuit up for 100 days or until he's hospitalized. What's the worst thing that can happen? I'll S myself for a week or something, but I've probably done worse things like than that before in my life, John told Vice. I put I try to put up disclaimers all the time that I don't think anyone else should do this, he added. Even in my nutritional research, there are better raw foods to be eating, like beef. This is just a personal experiment for me. Gross. Just gross. Look, I look, just for personal reasons, sir, I'm afraid you get a one-way ticket to Snake Island because you made me look at raw chicken and imagining you eat it. It look, I am afraid that you are dealing with me on terribleness. In sad news, and look, I will watch this when it comes out on streaming to give you guys my review, but I'm not spending money to see this. Apparently, Marvel's Madam Web is bad. It's terrible. It's horrible. It's no good. Not even Dakota, what's her face, can save it. Let's see here. Since the moment the trailer dropped, Sony's superhero film Madam Web has been a meme. The film's star, Dakota Johnson, uttering the baffling string of words, quote, "He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died," was instant fodder for jokes about the impending movie. But upon its release Wednesday, it appears memes couldn't save Madam Web. In fact, the film is poised to flop, according to critics and box office analysts. I am not eating a raw snake. I'm not eating anything raw that isn't supposed to be raw. That's no, no. This is no. Stop it. He would probably enjoy it. He'd be the one person I send to Snake Island and he becomes king of the snakes. He's like the Pied Piper of snakes. Maybe I'll send him to Scorpion Island. Good morning, Veilhammer. Madam Web, which stars Sydney Sweeney alongside Johnson, debuted with a 17% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which aggregates movie reviews into a numerical score. Critics called the film, quote, "as dumb and schlocky as the worst of the genre," and, quote, "a laughable affair." Even the line that earned it the adoration of the internet, the one about researching spiders in the Amazon, didn't make the final cut of the film, according to Rolling Stone, reigniting a flurry of memes and commentary about it. Johnson also revealed that there were, quote, "drastic changes made to the film's script, which some suggest could be behind the real issues in the movie." Quote, "Release the he was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died cut," one person posted on X. Another user posted a screenshot of the person giving the film a poor review, adding, "just found out that the he was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died line isn't in the movie." Well, I mean, at least they know what sells. Uh, they all look like Spider-Woman, that's what sells. Madam Web stars Johnson as Cassandra Webb, a New York City paramedic who develops psychic abilities through a mutant gene, think X-Men, and must protect three women from a mysterious adversary. The film marks what could be one of the final Sony Marvel Cinematic Universe mashups since Disney acquired the Titan superhero brand Marvel. But even Disney Marvel's films have struggled recently. Movies like 2023 Ant-Man and the Communist Manifesto received 46% on Rotten Tomatoes. And 2023's The Marvels, they're three chicks you've never heard before, which star Larson and Samuel L. Jackson, earned an uncharacteristically low 62% review on Rotten Tomatoes, even with a bunch of kittens. And Disney Plus series like 2023's Secret Invasion scored only 53%. Some have pointed to superhero fatigue. I point to super crap fatigue. We're just tired of getting crap, but that's just me. But, that's just me. Where films like Black Panther previously earned rave reviews and Oscar nominations, it appeared that new releases were receiving less of enthusiasm. Still, the so-called fatigue doesn't appear to be slowing Disney's rollout of films. On Wednesday, it announced the cast for the upcoming film Fantastic Four, which will star Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Iban Moss Brack Brackrack, and Joseph Quinn, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Sorry, the youngest, most feral are home because for some reason they needed a e-learning day. So it's like in, out, in, out, in, out. This wasn't the first time a Sony Marvel film has had a whimper of a release while being exalted online. The 2022 film Morbius, starring Jared Leto, earned a 15% review on Rotten Tomatoes. It was memed to such a degree, with social media adopting phrases like "It's morbing time" that Sony re-released the film in theaters off a social media craze. Always with wrestling. The youngest, most feral was holding the cat up while Fry was trying to catch the cat. As you know, I was like, "Put the cat down." Let's see here. The movie, however, backed that move backfired when the film outflopped itself, grossing a $85,000 ticket haul, according to Vulture. Morbius and Madam Web were both written by Matt Sazama and Burke Sharpless. The press cycle for Madam Web has also been more meme than substance. A clip of Johnson reacting to a reporter's question about the research spiders line circulated wildly after Johnson failed to see what was so significant about the quote. Why did it go viral? Johnson asks in a clip. The interview explains how the line sounds funny out of context. But isn't every sentence out of context out of context? Johnson replies, appearing to stump the interviewer. While the reception for Madam Web is less than stellar, Johnson has continued to earn rave reviews for her responses in interviews about the film. One person posted, "The Web press junket is one for all time." Many agreed that they found Johnson hilarious, though they also feared her. "I'd be so scared to say anything dumb around this woman," one person wrote. Well, she did agree to be in Madam Web, so, I mean, okay. Uh, you know, when mom is hysterically cleaning, maybe if you go over to her house, don't mention that the house is dirty because you might get stabulated. Uh, Made a comment about the untidiness. Woman stabs house guest in the face for complaining how dirty her home was, police said. Look, everyone's Snap episode has to start somewhere. Apparently, that's where this woman's did. A woman took a knife to the face after she complained about her friend's dirty home that contained dog poo and dead mice, according to police in Nebraska. Gross. Yeah, totally gross. Yeah, you fire Henry Cavill, it's about done. We are no longer best friends, DC. Lincoln police officers wrote a probable cause affidavit or arrest affidavit reviewed by Law and Crime that 911 dispatchers received a call shortly after midnight Sunday, but they couldn't hear what the woman was saying because of children crying in the background. Eventually, the caller said her cousin, 24-year-old Tatiana Inguenes, stabbed their friend after an argument. The victim told officers that she went to Inguena's home and, quote, made a comment about the untidiness, especially because two kids, ages 2 and 4, lived there. Okay, the woman who stabbed this person, you have children there. Snake Island, you don't have to pick up after yourself. The snakes clean up for you. They'll clean you too. Uh, At some point, Iguenes said her cousin began choking her, the affidavit said. The victim tried to break up the fight because she feared Iguenes might kill her cousin. The affidavit said she also feared for the safety of her children, ages 1 and 5. When the victim separated the two, Iguenes allegedly grabbed a knife and began attacking her while threatening to unalive her. The victim put her hands in front of her face to protect herself, but Iguenes uh, allegedly stabbed her right before or below the right eye. She suffered an 1.5 inch cut below the eye and several defensive wounds on her hands. She was actively bleeding when officers arrived. Officers went inside the home and saw the quote extreme amount of dog poo in the basement and dead rice. Not dead rice, dead mice. The affidavit said clothes were scattered everywhere. Dog poop reportedly covered towels and clothes. You know what? If you wanna live like a hoarder, that's fine, but when you have kids, that's a no. No, no. Uh, they also found a "very large knife," quote, unquote. Cops arrested Iguenes on aggravated assault and possession of a deadly weapon charges and took her to the Lancaster County Jail on 200 or $25,000 bond. Her mother took custody of the kids. Well, at least someone who may know what Lysol is taking custody of the children. Try what do you have? That's eyeliner.
I'm gonna take the kids to Habitat for Humanity. Yeah. We'll be
Okay.
back.
Alrighty. In our final story, a raccoon steals a woman's DoorDash tacos. A trash panda done stole your tacos. Only in Florida. Let A Florida woman took out her phone and started recording when a trio of masked bandits stole her DoorDash taco order from the front of her door. Caterina Severes said she opened the front door of her West Palm Beach apartment to retrieve her DoorDash order from Talkin' Tacos when she instead came face to face with three raccoons who were enjoying her late night meal. My jaw dropped, Severes told WOFL TV. Severes took out her phone and a recorded video of the scene, which she posted on TikTok. Let's see if I can. You won't be able. Those bastards. They took the damn tacos and they just ate the meat out of them. They didn't even leave the taco shop for the once they started hissing, I shut the door so fast, I was like, "I they can have the carne asada, it's fine," Severa said. She said she looked a after the raccoons had left and discovered they'd eaten everything except the tortillas. "Look, they're keto." Fry. Alright, so that's the last story, but I do have shenanigans for you guys because I went to one of those Amazon stores that, look, allegedly, they get pallets and they just throw them in the bins, and it smells a little weird, and there's a lot of people. I also have Frye. Let me see if I can get a closer on that. Temu for the win. Frye earrings. But I found a tinfoil hat, which is always good. My best find, Fry is not here right now. So the thing that I was most proud of and Mr. Mo was most afraid of is this. And it's a pillow that I can say the person only vaguely understood what a cat was. And then made a pillow. And so I kind of likened it on Shizzy's channel to Fannie Willis kind of vaguely understanding what the truth is. And this is what she would imagine the truth would look like if it's $2. It is the most possessed, demonic looking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I and Mr. Mo's like, "You're not buying that." I'm like, "Oh, hell yes, I'm buying it. This is what we can only call an abomination." He was like, "What is wrong with you?" Yeah, so, again, this is what the truth looks like to Miss Willis. It's, you vaguely have understood what a cat looks like, and this is what you think it should look like. I have he was seriously like, "You're not buying that." I'm like, "Oh, hell yes, I'm buying this. This is the most awesome thing I've ever seen." I got, a password book because if you struggle with your memory now, if I remember where I put the password book and if I have it on me when I have to change passwords, look, it's a positive, affirmation that maybe one day I'll be not a dumpster fire of adulting. So, there you go. Speaking of dumpster fires, I got 2 of these things in pink and black because, oh my god. It's just a big old giant mouse pad. Just a big so I got one in pink and black because Mr. Really? Are you gonna start cursing now? Mr. Mo is now going to Habitat for Humanity to, get some of the big things out of the soon-to-be office area that he's going to be gutting, and in theory, I want 2 different office places. So I want, like a newsy news office place and then a cozy kind of office place where I can do other stuff. So I needed 2 mouse pads. I definitely did. And they had 2 different colors with dumpster fires on them. There were dumpster fires, you guys. And well, and now Fry has the mutant cat. So it's probably for the best. Look. Do not hump it. The things I have to yell out. But I thanks to you guys being generous last month, I was able to go ahead and get, these 2 things, and I will be doing a wig shenanigans stream, probably later on today in the afternoon, depending on what's going with Fanny, and I know or this weekend because everyone will be, fannyized. But I was able to get steam curlers, so, they and a steamer so I can style the wigs, that I got, which is awesome possum because I am learning that you can actually style these things, and I have a lot of retro hair ideas that I wanted to try, so that is great. Now on to the story time, because I showed you my awesome "What the hell is that thing?" That is lip gl Fry, Fry, come here. Come on. That's lip gloss. No. You are systematically trying to eat all things that you're not supposed to. You have a cat and you have your devil. Here. So yesterday, thank you guys for being understanding about me not having nightly newsy news. Not gonna lie, yesterday was not the funnest day. Doctor though was super great. So I went in for a bilateral sympathetic ganglion block, which since complex regional pain syndrome is a sympathetic nerve syndrome, it was supposed to possibly help a lot of the issues I've been having with both my left and now sometimes my right leg, which, was going to be awesome. And this doctor and the staff were great. They explained everything they were doing, which is something my old doctor didn't do. Um, let me joke and everything, and he tried his hardest to, get to my nerve, but apparently, just like Fonnie Willis, my nerves are extra, and I have a big old nerve bundle or something outside my spine for some reason on my left side. So they're gonna look into that, and he is calling me to set up an appointment to see where we go next, but you kind of wait for things that are gonna help out for a long time, and then they don't, and it was just not a great headspace yesterday. But today is a new day, and, Mr. Mo let me get a couple of things yesterday from Amazon, which was nice, so I may or may not be getting another tinfoil hat that has LED lights that will just say tinfoil on it. But I did wanna kinda give you guys an update. So the doctor and the nurses were awesome, and that was great. It just you think you make peace with not coming back 100%, and you're okay with that. And then you make peace with, "Okay, you're gonna have to wait until insurance approves this next procedure." And I'm like, "Okay, gotta deal with insurance, fine." Then you finally get the day, and Mr. Mo has to take off work because you can't drive yourself, and okay, gotcha. Then, through no one's fault, it doesn't work out, and instead of having a private place where you can kind of go, you have to go to this waiting room, and then Mr. Mo has to bring the kiddos to take you back. I just needed a little private time to kinda process everything, uh, because I have learned that it's okay to have these bad feelings for a long time, or these sad feelings. Not so much bad, but sad, and for a long time, I wasn't letting myself have any of those. I was only focusing on the positive, and that's not really healthy either. So, balance. So, did I also, can I say F you to my body too? I have been faithfully doing carnivore for the last month and a half. I have not been cheating, I have done nothing. My body has apparently accepted that we are just saving fat cells for the rapture, 'cause I have lost not 1 damn pound, and I was like, "Are you?" So that might have also sent me over, so I might have had a dinner of ice cream and Reese cups last night, eating my feelings like a professional adult. I'm back on the wagon today, but yes, that was how I coped last night. So, in full transparency, I did a little retail therapy. I did a little, watching, true crime and just kind of allowing myself to be a little upset, and then today is a brand new day, and you know what? We'll try a different game plan, and it's okay. Things are moving forward, and it might not be what I wanted, but I'm learning new things. So we learned that I have a nerve bundle outside the left thing. Oh, I'll have to look that up. But I wasn't in the space where I could convincingly giggle with you guys. But I love having something that it was nice knowing that this morning I was gonna come in on and show you guys my not cat and, get you excited for the wig stream and all of that. So, I allowed myself one evening. It's you know, it was not fun. He just kept hitting that nerve, and he's like, "You are just anatomically weird," and I said, "Can I get that on a sticker somewhere?" I was joking with him the whole time, so I will say 100% great staff, great doctor. So and he was really apologetic. He tried different trajectories, so I was like, "Hey, you tried math, it just didn't work. I wouldn't try math, so it is what it is." But I figured I'd give you guys an update. I got a free, well, not a free, I got a Coke Zero out of it, so, I got something to drink, and I got to eat something finally. Because even though, they weren't doing anything, I still couldn't really eat all day. And, um, word to the wise, if you have been really good on your diet and then you have an emotional eating day, your stomach will hate you the next day. Just letting you know. Those Reese Cups and ice cream tasted pretty okay, but my stomach is like, "You are redonkulous." I am sending you guys over to Baker, and then I will probably be in the chat there for a little bit, setting up things, and looking at time stuff for the wig extravaganza, the Wigapalooza. I don't know. I'll figure out a title. But I did wanna keep you guys updated because that is one thing I did learn from the Maya trial is that, we have uh, there are a lot more people that are dealing with a lot more stuff than you think all the time, and sometimes sharing your stuff in a humorous but honest way allows people to realize that, "Hey, other people are dealing with stuff too. Okay, well, I'm not so alone." So that's kinda why I put it out there. I will see you guys in a little bit. Have a wonderful day. Say something kind to yourself. We are really hard on ourselves. Say something kind to someone else. Be kind. People are going through a lot of stuff. I will look up Awkward Yeti. Let me write that down on the same thing I was writing down where Fanny was hiding all of her money. Okay, I've got that written down and I will look up that. Thank you for the suggestion, Becca Lynn. And if you guys have not checked out the Daryl Brooks South Park thing, oh my gosh, hilarious. I will talk to Sal, maybe he can put it up in his Discord, but it is too funny. I will see you guys later. Bye.